Guys, welcome to RecRoomWorld and VPcabs. As promised, we're doing a comparison between two of the 8.0 models that we have available. The standard edition here, as you can see, with your standard monitor, meaning it's a UHD panel made by LG, where the perimeter is lit around the edges, not each individual pixel like an OLED monitor is. And then here you have the OLED monitor, same exact table loaded. And you can see you get more color saturation. The darks are much darker black because they're completely off, whereas this here is not quite as dark. So this is a good monitor. It's $1,000 cheaper than this machine, but that is the biggest difference. Everything else, as you can see, the LED chasers, they're on both units. We also recessed the speakers on the standard, but we did not at the time have the membrane backlit. That came later with the OLED edition. So those come on a small remote control where you can change the color. You can put it to music mode. You can also have strobe and fade and all that good stuff. And you can turn them off. We have an on-off switch on the back here for this. So you can see how I can just go in here, turn that off. That's actually the perimeter lighting that I just turned off. And with the remote, you can turn this off as well if you don't want the reflection. You can set it to whatever color you want. So it's pretty neat stuff. So yes, we have that going on. The LEDs that go around the perimeter on both machines, those are doing the exact same thing as the ones on the bottom and the back box. They're game activated, and that's really something that allows it to be a bit more interactive when gameplay occurs. Of course, both units have these optional RGB LED bars, as you can see here. It's a set of 4 that we sell. You have to recharge those. They're wireless recharge. They're not hardwired at this point. Maybe we'll do that in the future, but a lot of people are saying that it's maybe over the top and they don't want them. So we'll have to consider what to do with these. But yeah, they are available, and as you can hear, they're audio activated. So that's that. Now let me show you the internal differences. All right, so this is the internal view of an OLED version, and what you are going to find on this model that you're not going to find on the other ones, on the standard one, is we updated the flippers here to leaf switches, real leaf switches, as you can see. See if I can get a little closer with the light on this. There you go. There you go. You can see that. So this is something that was requested. We've done that on this one. Also, we eliminated the contactor here for the flippers. We've had a lot of requests from people that wanted to hear the flippers more. So we've decided, okay, we'll do this by default. We'll put in solenoids instead. So that's now default on 8.0 OLED and future models. You can see here, this guy here is a reproduction of a Stern shaker motor. It's quite a bit larger than the one that was on the standard edition or on previous models. That's another thing that we worked on with a factory over there to enable us to have even more shaking power on our Ultra VP. Both units have now a Fosse amplifier that has twice the power output than the Leppies. The Leppies are fine for our transducer speakers we have and for the Dayton Audio bass shaker, but for the main speakers, the ones that are here now on the back box, those require a little bit more oomph, and that's why we decided, okay, we'll just put in a much nicer, more expensive Fosse amplifier. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but the air fan is on both units, so no difference there. The duct is not installed on this one right now, but it comes with the unit, and you just install it after you put it on the legs. PC is in the back on a pull-out tray. Yeah, like I said, this is the back of the LG OLED monitor, where they had to build custom supports, and absolutely beautifully done. Everything else is the same, really, right? So everything I just went through, you guys know. Leaf switches are upgraded on the OLED. This guy is upgraded on the OLED, and we put solenoid for the flippers. Also, the monitor obviously was upgraded. The speakers have the membranes, and I believe that's it. This is on both units now, both the standard and OLED. We have on-off switches for your beacons, the knocker. Playfield LEDs can be turned off, meaning those chaser LEDs, and your speaker LEDs can also be turned off. Those are the perimeter speaker LEDs. And you can see upgraded plates made out of acrylic, much nicer than just stickers that we used in the past. So everything is starting to really come together and look very professional. A few other things I want to mention in terms of build quality and availability, which is very important in this industry. These machines are made in China. I'm not going to, hide that from anybody, because it has enabled us over the past 7 to 8 years to improve the product and enhance the quality and the components that actually are made in China. Everybody out there that makes a virtual pinball machine is going to rely on a lot of parts that come straight from China. With us being over there, having access to 12, 13 different factories that make custom parts. And when I talk about custom parts, I'm talking about things like this fire button here. See this? And the little rivets. All of that has been, made custom for us. Also the internals. You saw how clean it's being built, right? All of that is because the wire factory is capable of creating wire harnesses for each unit that are exactly specified to the right lengths for each device on the inside. So yeah, it's come a long way. It's a beautiful product. Availability on these is typically 30 days. Right now, because of the holidays, we're running a little late. So 45 to 60 days is more appropriate. But typically during the year, 30 days is enough for us to get a unit out. That's in big contrast to a lot of our competitors who need 5-6 months, if not a year or more, to build you one of these units. Let's talk about the software for a minute. The software is actually being kept up to date by about, I think, 12, 13 guys that own an Ultra VP. So it's a group of hobbyists, and they enjoy downloading the latest and greatest content. So once a year, you can get an update from us, and that is going to be really easy to do by just sending in your clone copy that we give you by default. We will re-image it, and then you just install it. 10 minutes later, you have the brand new version. So a lot of you guys have been asking about the 3.0 version. Yes, it's being worked on. It's nearly there. This is the beta release of the 3.0. You can see that here. So it's going to, let's see if I can show you a little bit more what the menu looks like. We have a just added category here. We have the JP Salas collection that wasn't there before. Mods, basically, these are different mod builders that are in here. A highly recommended category, the top 100. Adult, you can't get in unless you have a password. Playlist stays the same as it was before. Non-flipper games, by manufacturer, by individual emulators. Future Pinball, most played, random, recently played, Visual X. That's, of course, where most of the tables are. When I hit that, you'll see it says 2006 games now. We were only at about 1,400 on the previous release, so that's pretty exciting. And then we have the VPin Workshop category. Everybody should know who they are. They make great tables. Favorites, you can put your own favorites in here. All games, that's basically, if you click on that, 2,303 games on this version, A through Z. So yeah, it's coming together. We're still fixing a few issues here with the 8.0 OLED model in terms of the hardware compatibility with the software. So please give us the time to breathe here, but the software is done, other than a few things that need to be stabilized. That is going to be available not just for this OLED model, but for this version, for this model, the standard model as well, and all the way down to, we're going to try to get it all the way down to 3.0 models. All right, so this is it. I'm going to load this table Batman one more time. Actually, let's do another table so you can see the difference in quality before we hang up here. So give me 1 second. All right, guys, so from far away, standard edition and OLED edition. That's what you have. And now let's go take a look here. This is what the playfield looks like on the standard edition. Because we didn't post this immediately on the weekend like I promised, we will honor the Cyber Monday discount until Wednesday for those of you who want to get a standard at the discount. And then here is your OLED edition. So let's peek in a little closer here. There you go. OLED. Standard. Okay. Other than all the other differences I showed you, this is really the most significant one. This is by no means a slouch, but it's not an OLED panel. So it's just a matter of whether or not you want to spend the extra money, which is $1,000 difference on this guy. So that's it. I'll be talking to you guys later.